These are gunshots. These are gunshots everywhere. Prints of the gunshots. Shooting anyhow on people. Look at it. These are blasted. These are blasting from the rocket launcher. You can see. You can see it.
This is the rubber head.
You can see it. Blasting from the rocket launcher. These are proofs. You can see a church. These are the shots. They invaded the church. You can see. Shooting on Sunday morning. You can see it.
The pastor is nowhere to be found.
Since then, we haven't seen the pastor. We don't even know whether he's injured or dead, or they captured him. You can see it's a church. You can see the entrance. Please, Finland, help us out. Trump, we all hope on you. We are calling on the world leaders to please come and put concern into all this. You can see happening life in Okibe State.
So my wonderful people, I hope say when I see what happen inside this particular clip where we just watch, you see our men when they remove all the thing where they for that checking point. And according to this write-up, they said that last night maybe small water to happen for Omaya side even that Umokpara on the road. He said that they were able to buy plenty soldiers so they command their head from their neck.
The two fence. Both Maranke father, fence in Kama father, Aquaturi, Abatarani Meba, Abatarani Media. Madam Hachaga, Elaniga, Hosokwa Motanka, Manka father, Nke sister, Nuguala, all the Abatara, Aquatu fence, Quatu fence, Sister Bena, Aquatu fence, Abatarani Meba. Now fence had the hand. Aquatu fence, Abadi Media, Amana mo ni me banka ndị a na-ekwu okwu ya na ụjọ Ifeanyị Chukwu ma ebe a nke ọ nọ kere wela nke ọkpọkịrị gwụọ m ana ya ụka egwu ha be ha ndị abịa gbaa ya ọkụ ha kwaturu fensị ọ wedị na ha chịra geeti ha kwaturu fensị ha ụlọ ha amanụ m ụlọ ha gbara ọkụ nwere ihe ụlọ mere lekwa meshin paakịrị ebe a ha gbachara ma meshin ọkụ amanụ m ọhịa ga-acha ha bịa emechie ọhịa na-ebu mmechi ụlọ nwanụ acha ha bịa emechie ụlọ ahụ ya a destroyere ebe a gbakwara ihe niile ọkụ
The Biafra Liberation Army clashed with the Nigeria Army engaged in a 4-hour gun battle, forcing the army to retreat with casualties. Commander Roz warned enemies actively targeting the movement and urged unity among loyal supporters. There is also claims of the Nigerian army attacking villages in Imo State, killing civilians, including a biker and passenger, during operations. There is also video evidence allegedly showing violence by the army in these areas, including targeting churches. There is call for world leaders, including Donald Trump, to intervene and address the ongoing violence in southeastern Nigeria. However, Governor Charles Soludo of Anambra State has announced the launch of Operation Udachi to address insecurity in the state, prompting fears among Biafran supporters of a new wave of repression. Citizens were warned to be cautious and vigilant. The commander of Biafra Liberation Army, Roz, has accused certain individuals, including Soludo, of conspiring against the Biafra movement. He, however, urged unity among Biafrans to resist external forces trying to divide them. Commander Roz called for prayers and support for leaders like Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, the Biafra Chief of Staff, urging followers to focus on the real enemies rather than internal disputes. Through his social media handle, Commander Roz passed down the message of perseverance and determination for the Biafran cause, calling for unity and continued efforts toward achieving their goals. This is due to allegations of planned charges by United States of America against Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, the acting Prime Minister of Biafra Republic government in exile, for inciting violence in southeast Nigeria. The early morning calm was shattered in the southeast of Nigeria, a region already tense with conflict and uncertainty. It started with a crackle of gunfire that echoed through the air, growing louder and more terrifying with each passing moment. This was no ordinary morning. It was the beginning of a battle between the Biafra Liberation Army, BLA, and the Nigerian Army. The fight lasted for hours, a grueling 4-hour gun battle that left both sides with scars. For the residents of the nearby villages, it was a harrowing experience, one that brought fear, loss, and questions about what the future held. By the time the smoke cleared, the Biafra Liberation Army claimed they had pushed the Nigerian army back, forcing them to retreat with casualties. Commander Roz, the leader of the Biafra Liberation Army, spoke to his followers with pride and determination. "We will not back down," Roz declared. "Our enemies may try to destroy us, but we are stronger. We fight for freedom, and we will not stop." The clash wasn't just a skirmish between two armed groups. It symbolized the ongoing struggle for control and identity in the southeast of Nigeria. For years, the Biafran movement had fought for independence, citing a history of marginalization and injustice. The Nigerian government, however, viewed the movement as a threat to national unity. For villagers caught in the middle, survival was the only goal. Homes became shelters from the chaos, with families huddling together, praying the violence wouldn't reach their doors. In some areas, people reported seeing military vehicles rolling into villages, their presence a stark reminder of the growing tension. One such village in Imo State became the scene of a heartbreaking tragedy. Eyewitnesses said a biker and his passenger were killed as they tried to pass through a checkpoint. "They didn't even stand a chance," a resident said, her voice trembling with fear. "They were just trying to go about their day." A chilling video soon surfaced, showing what appeared to be Nigerian soldiers targeting churches and other civilian structures. In one clip, a church stood damaged and silent, its congregation scattered, and its pastor nowhere to be found. "This is not war, it's cruelty," said another villager. "Why attack people who are just trying to worship?" As news of the violence spread, Biafran supporters called for international intervention. Their voices rang out across social media, pleading with world leaders to take notice. Some mentioned Donald Trump by name, hoping his influence could draw attention to their plight. "Please, Trump, help us," one supporter said in a video. "The world needs to see what is happening here. Innocent people are dying." But for many in the region, hope was hard to hold on to. The clashes between the BLA and the Nigerian army weren't just about territory, they were about survival, justice, and the future of a people. In the midst of this turmoil, Governor Charles Soludo of Anambra State announced a new initiative aimed at addressing the insecurity in the region. He called it Operation Udachi, describing it as a comprehensive plan to restore peace and order. But for many Biafran supporters, the announcement felt more like a threat than a solution. Operation Udachi sounds like a fancy name for more oppression, one activist said. "We've seen what happens when the government tries to restore peace. It only brings more violence." Governor Soludo, however, seemed confident in his approach. Speaking to the media, he explained that the operation would combine military action with long-term strategies to address the root causes of insecurity. "We cannot let criminality take over our state," he said. "This is about protecting our people." Yet the timing of the operation raised questions. For Biafran supporters, it felt like another attempt to silence their movement. Some accused Soludo of working against their cause, aligning himself with the Nigerian government to suppress the dream of an independent Biafra. Commander Roz didn't hold back in his criticism. "Soludo is not our friend," he said. "He is part of the problem, not the solution. But we will not be divided." Even as the Biafran movement faced external threats, internal divisions threatened to weaken their cause. Commander Roz called on his supporters to remain united, warning that infighting would only benefit their enemies. "Some of you are too busy fighting each other to see what's really happening," he said in a social media post. "We need to focus on the real enemy, not each other." The divisions became more apparent as accusations flew between different factions of the movement. Some supporters of the Biafra Liberation Army pointed fingers at high-profile figures like Bianca, accusing them of plotting against leaders like Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, the acting Prime Minister of the Biafran government in exile. Others dismissed these claims as baseless rumors, saying they only served to distract from the fight for independence. Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, a key figure in the Biafran movement, found herself at the center of controversy. As the acting Prime Minister, she had become a symbol of hope for many supporters. But her fiery speeches and bold actions also made her a target. Reports emerged that the United States was considering charges against Orabueze for allegedly inciting violence in southeast Nigeria. Videos purportedly showing her calling for attacks on security forces added fuel to the fire. Commander Roz came to her defense, urging Biafrans to protect her at all costs. "She is our leader," he said. "They want to silence her because she speaks the truth. We cannot let that happen." Roz also warned Orabueze to stay out of African countries for the time being, citing concerns for her safety. "The enemies are watching," he said. "We need to be smart and strategic." For ordinary people in the region, the conflict came at a steep cost. Families mourned loved ones lost in the violence, while others lived in constant fear of what might happen next. Schools closed, businesses shuttered, and communities once filled with laughter now echoed with silence. "We just want to live in peace," said a mother of 3 from a village in Imo State. Is that too much to ask? The economic impact was also devastating. Farmers couldn't tend to their crops, traders avoided the markets, and transportation ground to a halt. For many, survival meant relying on dwindling savings and the kindness of neighbors. Despite the challenges, the Biafran movement remained resilient. Commander Roz continued to rally his supporters, reminding them of their shared goal. "This is not the time to give up," he said. "Our ancestors fought for this land, and we must do the same." He also called for prayers, urging Biafrans to seek strength and guidance in their faith. "We are not alone," he said. "Elohim is with us." Roz's message resonated with many, rekindling hope in a time of despair. But the road ahead was uncertain, and the stakes had never been higher. As the days turned into weeks, the story of the Biafran struggle continued to unfold. The clash between the BLA and the Nigerian army was just one chapter in a long and complicated history. For the people of the southeast, the fight for freedom was far from over. "We move forward," Roz said in a final message to his supporters. "Nothing can stop us. Together, we will achieve our dreams." And so, the people of southeastern Nigeria carried on, their spirits unbroken despite the hardships they faced. They believed in a brighter future, one where peace and justice would prevail. Until that day came, they held on to hope, knowing that their fight was not in vain. Despite the challenges, the spirit of the Biafran movement remained unbroken. Commander Roz continued to inspire his followers, reminding them of their shared goal. "Our ancestors fought for this land," he said, "and we will do the same. We will never give up." Roz also called for prayers, urging Biafrans to seek strength and guidance from their faith. "Elohim is with us," he said. "We are not alone in this struggle." I will play the video for you guys to watch. And
These are gunshots. These are gunshots everywhere. Prints of the gunshots. Shooting anyhow on people. Look at it. These are blasted. These are blasting from their rocket launcher. You can see. You can see it.
This is the rubber head.
You can see it. Blasting from their rocket launcher. These are proofs. You can see a church. These are the shots. They invaded the church. You can see. Shooting on Sunday morning. You can see it.
The pastor is nowhere to be found.
Since then, we haven't seen the pastor. We don't even know whether he's injured or dead, or they captured him. You can see it's a church. You can see the entrance. Please, Finland, help us out. Trump, we all hope on you. We are calling on the world leaders to please come and put concern into all this. You can see happening life in Okibe State.
So my wonderful people, I hope say una see wetin happen inside this particular clip wey we just watch. You see our men wey dey remove all the thing wey dey for that checking point, and according to this write-up they say that last night no be small woto happen for Umuahia side o, even that Umuokpara Onu road. He said that they were able to buy plenty soldiers so they comot their head from their neck.
Ndị bịara imeji isi akụ ime ka akụ dị mma ya na onye hụrụ na ahụ fence akwara fence a kwatuo ya the two fence both mara nke fada fence nke ma fada akwaturu ya ha bachara n'ime ebe ahụ ha bachara n'ime dia mana m ha achọga ile anyị ga-ahụchụkwa mọta nka ha na nke ha na nke fada nke sista na ugwu ala ọ ya dị ha bachara ha kwaturu fence ha kwatuo fence Sister Bena akwaturu fence ya ha bachakwara n'ime ebe ahụ na fence ya dị ha akwaturu fence ya baa n'ime dia amana m n'ime ebe ahụ ka ndị a na-ekwu okwu ya na ụjọ ndị fine chukwu ma ebe ahụ ka ọ nọ kere wela nke ọkpọkịrị wụọ anaghị ụka egwu ha ube ha ndị abịa gbaa ya ọkụ ha kwaturu fence ọ wedị na ha chịra gate ha kwaturu fence ha ụlọ ha amana m ụlọ ha gbara ọkụ nwere ihe ụlọ mere lekwa meshin paakịrị ebe a ha gbachara ma meshin ọkụ amana m ọhịa ga-acha ha bịa emechie ọhịa na-ebu mmechi ụlọ nwanụ acha ha bịa emechie ụlọ ahụ ya a destroyere ebe a gbakwara ihe niile ọkụ ahụ ya ahụ ha bịara imechi ụlọ ha bịara imechi akụ ha were ụlọ ndị mmadụ agba ọkụ ya ugwu ala akụ
ụlọ dịka ife Biafra na-eme onwebeghị isi efu na ga-eyuzukwa onye Igbo wa end anya mgbe ọbụla dịka Biafra enwebeghị isi efu na ga-eyuzukwa onye Igbo wa sabotage ya the struggle. Now Finland Convention chọrọ ihold na Finland onye Nigeria gọọmenti yuzu Bianca nwunye Ojukwu ọkpọ onye ozugbo mee ya Minister of Foreign Affairs ka o mee Ojukwu Ome Bianca the wife of late Odumegwu Ojukwu our hero. Now Bianca you see all the way from here jewe Finland to everything about that convention they destroy ya. Shout out to Ngozi Orabueze, the deputy prime minister who made it possible for Biafra to be declared. So now mgbe chọrọ nwe Biafra ọ bụrụ ndị Igbo ọ bụrụ anyị nwa nwa anyị hold was somebody said no only on the Igbo ji nwefe na I was like maasị but now I've realized that. Now look at the problems a na-enwezi in Biafra government. Look at if na Biafra government are divided under some weeks Samareban under investigation they divide go Biafra government. Hi, these people na check one man on this condition till next year again. No, I said no. Only ọbụla sabotage this struggle I'm for the end of this year. Eji ma amadio hamu gugu alusi ni ndị Igbo ji wabiri ndị Biafra ji wabiri wane ekwu ya sị onye ọbụla dị against Biafra struggle ya eji ana mmiri nyaja ju ese enwego ndị ome ọ ka emekwe mụ Bianca Ojukwu ji Biafra wane ebido ọlụ Biafra will first assignment ya as the new Minister of Foreign Affairs ọkwefu but nothing will stop Biafra wọ́n Samere gbapụta ọgbanje ga na-agba ọkwa Samere gbapụta aka ga na-awụ no problem. Biafra inspiration is only for them only for man not ready to give up because of anybody. Okay, for those people know Biafra government they are human beings just like me. I'm not looking towards them. Me myself I'm an agitator in my own way. So I'm not I'm not following anybody. Just the prime minister is the man at the front. He's the front man. Biafrans will move. Nothing can stop us. So ndị Igbo jizi onwe na that means we are going. It's a matter of time.
In USA and New Jersey office trust. I'm gonna try to this way. Yeah. Wow. And then I'm gonna turn it this way because I turn it. Yeah. Wow, that is beautiful. This too.
But again, I have to also put a footnote that part of this is also a lot of hype. But you talk about sit at home, yes. To a large extent, Usa is still half of the southeast. You still find that in my state, the battle is on. The capital city and the environs, there is no such thing. In some other cities, yes, maybe in the morning, some people still want to see how it goes from 12 o'clock, and then people are out there in the street. But we're very, very focused on tackling this. In fact, by Monday, Tuesday, we will be launching major all-out initiative that we're coming out full scale in terms of what we can do at the kinetic level in terms of matching this force, as it were. We'll be launching what we call Operation Udachi, and that is that peace must prevail, as it were, Monday or Tuesday. But then, following this at a deeper level, because there is some ideology to this, following it with longer, medium to longer term non-kinetic approaches, mobilizing the people to realize that this is plain criminality.
Arrested Simon Ekpa, please. Your security men are in the southeast. Is there any time the Igbo say, look, these people, they should not do their work, they should not secure the southeast? If there is insecurity in the southeast, then the federal government should be held accountable, because that was the clamor, Simon Ekpa, and that's why we said arrest him, detain him, and prosecute him. Let us now see or know those unknown government in the southeast, who are they? The federal government should now answer us. All the propaganda is coming home now. If there is any insecurity in the southeast, the federal government should not tell us who is behind it, because I IPOB have made it categorically clear that they don't kill, they can't kill any Igbo man. So let them go and tell us who is that person in the southeast that is causing this problem. How can you call somebody unknown government? Remember, it was the federal government that called them unknown government. Because this propaganda now, we are beginning to unravel it. And let them tell us who is now giving them order. Or is this time or neighbor in prison? It cannot be Nnamdi Kanu. You and I know that. So who are they acting on their order?
End of our news update. Please click the icon on the top right corner of your screen to watch my next video. You will enjoy it. I will see you again in my next update. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye for now.